Good morning, Oklahoma. Welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. This week's topic is act now to add value to weaned calves later in the summer or this fall whenever we're going to market them. A lot of things that kind of fall under this umbrella, but typical rule of thumb or best management practices, if we want to think of them that way, if we're going to try to market weaned calves in some sort of a VAC 45 or potentially our Oklahoma Quality Beef Network program, we've got to have those calves weaned for 45 days. Typically, we say most of those vaccines we want to get in them at least twice. And we're talking about things like respiratory disease, blackleg, 1 dose of shipping fever. And you're going to want to consult with your veterinarian. You're actually probably going to want to go to our OQBN website and take a look at what some of those requirements are. But the point of discussion for this week is the benefit of getting that first round of vaccinations into those calves when they're 2 to 4 months of age. If we think long term, and what the benefit of this is, if we get the first round of vaccines in those calves 2 to 4 months of age, we get them dehorned, we potentially get a growth implant in them, we go ahead and castrate those bull calves. All those are things that add value and price per pound to a set of calves, however and whenever we elect to market them later on. And by getting that first round of vaccinations into those calves and implementing those management practices now, it permits us to potentially follow up here in 2 to 3 months. Even doing it prior to weaning and separating from those cows, we eliminate doubling up on the stress at weaning. If we follow up later with that second round of vaccines, we've got a better immune system in those calves by the time they actually go through weaning. And as we look to market them later on, it's pretty well documented that those calves that have been backgrounded, we've implemented these practices on, are going to go all the way through the production chain with less incidence of sickness, health issues, and are going to tend to be more productive and profitable for everybody that owns them, whether it's us selling them at weaning or the stocker or finishing operation that owns them later on. So we stand here early June this spring in Oklahoma. If possible, let's act now to add value to those weaned calves later on when we market. Thanks for joining us on Cow-Calf Corner.